Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tommy Maroon Sports Show, episode number 237. Yes, sir. We're going to have a blast today. Why not talk about the Cleveland Guardians, who have been sizzling hot? My goodness. Let's look at the City Connect logo. Looks much better than the regular logo, in my opinion. And it does for everything because it pays tribute to the Guardian statues out there in downtown Cleveland. Gotta love it, folks. Gotta love Andres Gimenez, who's banged 267, 31 runs for Jose Ramirez, 12 home runs for Jose Ramirez and Josh Naylor. Once again, this is leading all the Cleveland Guardians. 44 RBIs for Mr. Ramirez, 5 wins for Logan Allen, and Taryn Bybee leads those Guardians with a 3.93 ERA and 56 strikeouts and saves Emmanuel Clase with 14. It was back-to-back sweeps for the Guardians. Holy cow, I don't believe it. First sweeping the Twins, then sweeping the Mets. That's a 6-game winning streak, folks. Sweeping the Twins in 3 games. David Fry, 2-run home run in Game 1. And then Jose Ramirez in the 8th inning hit the go-ahead home run in Game 1, which was, of course, the day that Apple TV got the broadcast for the game instead of Bally Sports. And then in Game 2, it was a blowout. Tyler Freeman had 4 hits and 3 RBIs in Game 2. Jose Ramirez homered in Game 2. And Andres Gimenez, 2 RBIs in Game 2, so there was that. And then in Emmanuel Clase's 3rd game out there, he had a rare blown save. Very odd to see that out of a guy like him. Emmanuel Clase, very reliable getting the saves, but it was a ground ball to first, and the first baseman flipped it over to Clase, who blew the shot, and the Twins' tying run scored. But their joy was short-lived. Why? Because none other than Will Brennan launched one into the right field seats to walk it off. Oh, yeah, 3-run home run to complete the sweep. 5 runs, 4 hits. That's odd. What's not odd is that the Guardians swept the Twins, and the Twins are falling back down to earth. Guardians against the Mets. Another sweep. Getting too easy. Getting way too easy, isn't it? Over the New York Mets, where Francisco Lindor returned to Cleveland, where he had a warm welcome, and why not? He was very good here in Cleveland. But yeah, David Fry had a 2-run single in Game 1 that proved to be the difference maker. And then Jose Ramirez, 2-run shot, 3 RBIs in Game 2. David Fry also had a 2-run shot in Game 2. And then Andres Gimenez against his former team yesterday, 3-run bomb, giving the Guardians a tie game. And then Kyle Manzardo was not playing because Jonathan Rodriguez, yes, actually Kyle Manzardo did have an RBI, so I stand corrected. I got mixed up with Jonathan Rodriguez, who got his first major league hit at the right time, a go-ahead double in the 7th inning. And with the save was none other than Cleveland's very own Cade Smith. Actually, he's from Canada, but you know. The Guardians, nonetheless. Back-to-back sweeps have propelled the Guardians to a 6-game winning streak. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, unfortunately, the Kansas City Royals are right on their heels. A 6-game winning streak for the Royals as well. 6.5 ahead of the Twins, 1.5 ahead of the Royals, 9.5 ahead of the Tigers, and 18 games ahead of the White Sox, who are doing absolutely atrocious. They are the worst team in baseball. The White Sox, 0.3%. Or 30% of their games, I apologize, are wins. That's not good. What is good is that the Guardians are only half a game worse than the Yankees. Let that sink in, folks. The Guardians have a really good shot at making some noise happen. The Yankees are 3 games ahead of the Orioles. Of course, the Yankees have been firing hot with guys like Juan Soto, and Aaron Judge has returned back to his old self, which is absolutely insane to believe. Juan Soto has, 13 long balls, Judge with 14. But you're not here for me to talk about the Yankees. You're here for me to talk about the Guardians. They don't play today, but guess what? They're going to the Big A this weekend to take on the Angels, and that should be easy. And the easy, fun time should continue because Colorado's next. The Rockies are really bad. Will the fun times continue? Perhaps, because they're taking on the Nationals after that to close out May and begin June. And then on June 4th, it'll be rough because Kansas City a must win. But you get the gist. I'm advancing way out in front, folks. Well, folks, as you know by now, J.B. Bickerstaff is gone. My goodness, he's fired. 4 seasons at the helm of the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach. He is no longer going to be joining the Cavaliers. Kobe Altman announced it. That's hard to believe. And, of course, the one thing is that Dan Gilbert said he's going to be more hands-on, more focused on the off-season moves this off-season for the Cavaliers. We'll see if he can get something cooking for the Cavs. Let's hope he does. Because right now, the NBA Eastern Conference Finals does not feature the Cleveland Cavaliers. It features the Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers. That game right there, a wild one 2 nights ago. 133 to 128. The Boston Celtics come out on top. It was tied at the half at 64. And then both teams proceeded to score, let's see here, 53 points in the second half. It was absolutely nuts. Just a crazy game to say the least. Jason Tatum led the Celtics with 36 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Pascal Siakam had himself a good day, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Not to mention Tyrese Haliburton, 25 points and 10 assists. Drew Holiday, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Of course, the Pacers used 10 guys. The Celtics used 8. Of course, the Pacers had a dramatic come-from-behind series win over the Knicks. I know it was pretty easy for them in Game 7 against the Knicks, where they just decimated them courtesy of some really good shooting, but still. But the highlight of the night, as we all know, was a big game-tying 3 by Jaylen Brown in the corner with not that much time left. He somehow drilled it, giving the Celtics a shot at overtime. And then, of course, Jason Tatum had a foul and a bucket to tie the game. He made the free throw to take the lead for Boston. And what do you know? They're up 1-0. Everyone's saying it. The Celtics have a very easy shot at making the NBA Finals. Well, that's pretty given. Here's the play I'm talking about, by the way. You see Jaylen Brown at the top of your screen. Just chuck it up and somehow make it to knot it up at 117. Obviously, the Pacers had to take a timeout. They almost had something cooking out there. As you can tell right here, a good effort to get it. And he almost put it in. But the thing was, it was just not meant to be. And Boston, of course, won the game, outscoring the Pacers 16-11 in the first and only overtime in the game. So there was that. Crazy game. Jason Tatum playing 45.5 minutes. Drew Holiday playing 48 and 19. Absolutely crazy. And what's also crazy is that there was a game last night featuring the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who won that game, you might be wondering. I'll tell you who won that game. The Dallas Mavericks did. 108-105. Now, I have something. I always play the big games on NBA Live on the PS2 because those games are much better than what they make nowadays in 2K. Look at this. This is from yesterday at 6:40 p.m. As you can tell, 108-100 Mavericks win. What happened in the game? 108-105 Mavericks win. I couldn't believe it. I was so close. Oh, man, if only the Wolves only scored 5 less points, then I'd probably be all joyful about it, being like, oh, my God, my video game was right for once. It was so close to being right, but unfortunately not. Anyways, it was a 108-105 win. Dallas Mavericks out on top. Luka Doncic, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Of course, Kyrie Irving, the former Cavalier, 30 points. And looking at the Timberwolves, it looks like they weren't too heavy on one guy, as only their top player was none other than Jaden McDaniels. And McDaniels ended up with 24 points. And Anthony Edwards, 2 assists shy of a triple-double, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Timberwolves used 8 guys. Mavericks used 10. Of course, the Mavericks fouled the Timberwolves with like 1.8 seconds to go, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, with 1.8 seconds to go. It was down to the wire. 3 shots, makes the first, misses the second, then intentionally misses the third, trying to hopefully get the tip back from Minnesota, force overtime. Dallas got and the game was over. So there was that. What's happening tonight in the wonderful world of the NBA, you might be wondering? It is, it's Boston, Indiana once again. Boston, of course, up 1-9. And, of course, tomorrow night at 8:30, it will be Timberwolves hosting the Mavericks once again. By the way, tonight's tip-off is at 8 p.m. Celtics have really done well. They have won 9 games, dropped 2 in the playoffs, which is pretty impressive. We'll see if they can keep it up. I got a bad feeling they're going to win number 18. I mean, who else is going to win it? I mean, yeah, Anthony Edwards is great. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are probably the best 1-2 punch in the NBA right now, but still. But you know what? You know what it's time for? It's time for me to tell you about some high school baseball, because we almost never talk high school baseball for some odd reason. Well, folks, the Highland Hornets, your Highland Hornets are in the district finals. Yes, sirree. Taking on who else in the St. Ed's Eagles. Cannot wait to see who wins that one. Hopefully it'll be us. That will be tomorrow at 4:30. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be a blast. In Northeast District 1, it is Twinsburg-Dover. How about that? Mentor lost to Dover. Mentor's hosting, too. And Hoban was a heavy favorite. They lost to Twinsburg. In Northeast District 2, it is Massillon-Jackson, unsurprisingly, against Canton. Glen Oak, Nordonia was hosting, but they don't win it. District 3 in Northeast 3, it's going to be Mayfield. How about that? They beat Walsh 11-9. And Hoover beat University School 9-4. Northeast 4, it is going to be Worcester after being Medina 2-1 in a good game. And then St. Ignatius in their home turf, 6-4. Sorry for not looking at the screen. Just had to look at my phone, which has all the scores. And then Northeast District 5 is going to feature North Royalton. They took down Amherst Steel 3-1. And Avon, who beat up on Midview 13-8. Talk about high scoring spit swabbing showdown. And of course, the one game I'm concerned about, the one game I'm looking forward to the most, Highland St. Ed's. Yes, sir. We beat the lights out of Strongsville 14-0 in 6 innings. Had the mercy rule, courtesy of a 10-run inning in that 6th inning, which was absolutely incredible. And of course, St. Ed squeaked out a win over the Brunswick Blue Devils 5-4, so there was that. Oh no, it's just a lot of fun. As the road to Canal Park continues to narrow down for these schools. Of course, that's where the state championship is. But looking, where will we be if we win? We will be in Region 3 if we win. So there is that. State semifinals will be at Canal Park for Division 1 on June 7th. State championship June 9th, which is a Sunday. So if we're in the state finals, I'm going to Mass Saturday. I know that. Won't be easy, though. We'll probably have Archbishop Moeller if we win the regions. But I'm going way too ahead of myself. Folks. Coach Grissom, you talk to him all the time. He says he's not focused on St. Ed yet. He's focused on practice today. Then he'll be focused on St. Ed tomorrow. And if we win, then he'll be focused on practice, and then he'll be focused on who's next. He takes it one day at a time. He's a calm coach. He really does know how to win. He's one of the best in the business. And our team's one of the best in the business. Isn't that true? Well, folks, you know what is also true? The Tommy Maroon Sports Show will be returning next week. I believe the 29th. Same time, same place, same everything. So hopefully you'll be ready for that. And until next time, Tommy Maroon, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you then.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.